Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for bringing the committee to the great state of Georgia. Thank you to our panel for your testimony today. I want to note that it's just 3 days since we marked the first anniversary of the passing of Congressman John Lewis, a man who had his skull fractured marching across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. His self-sacrifice and the sacrifice of hundreds of others that day, paving the way for passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And as you all know well, Congressman Lewis was proud of the progress that our country has made, but he also urged vigilance, because the right to vote can never be taken for granted, and that vigilance is seriously needed today, as Georgia's state legislature has passed restrictions on ballot access, surgically targeting Black voters in the state of Georgia, restricting access to early voting and runoff elections, restricting access to absentee ballots, making it a crime punishable by up to 2 years in prison for a nonpartisan Good Samaritan volunteer to hand a bottle of water to a voter unjustly forced to wait 5 hours to vote. And these restrictions are not meant to solve any real problem observed in the administration of Georgia elections. The only real problem for Georgia's GOP is that they lost. But don't take it from Democrats, don't take it from me, take it from them. Take it from our Republican Lieutenant Governor, Jeff Duncan. Take it from our Republican Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. Take it from the Chief Operations Officer at the Secretary of State's office, Gabriel Sterling, who all avowed repeatedly that there was no evidence of widespread fraud, that it was a secure election conducted successfully. SB 202 passed in this state is a gross and transparent abuse of power, partisan legislation intended to make it harder for some voters to vote, to protect Republican power in this state. And we, as the United States Congress, under Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution, have the full authority to establish minimum standards for ballot access across this country, to protect the right to vote, and to prevent state legislatures from abusing their legislative power for partisan ends. And